Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Mode, the series where we make things a little bit harder than they need to be. And tonight in round 6, or season 6, it's round 12. We are heading to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So we are on a real tear at the moment. We are just in such good form. We've been getting multiple point finishes, multiple podiums. We've even picked up multiple wins. I think we're on 4 wins now this season. Let's have a look at the standings. Yeah, there you go. 4 wins. 3 for Ollie, 1 for Isaac. And we are just 15 points behind Red Bull at the moment. And the defending champions, Alfa Tauri, our former team, have really slumped this season. They picked up just 1 point last night at Silverstone. Not a good weekend again for the Constructors and Drivers World Champion there. They are on just 147 points. They are so far behind already. They have picked up a win. They've had 4 podiums. Doesn't really stack up when you compare it to our record here at what was at the time probably the worst team on the grid. Going into the start of this year, we turned things around very quickly. Yeah, it hasn't really been the challenge I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. We will continue to push on, and then it's looking like we're going to be trying to resurrect Ferrari and build a bit of a Ferrari legacy going forward. We may have to change the parameters a little bit for next season, depending on where we end up. But tonight we are racing for round 12, just before the midsummer break. We've got 1 more round to go, which will be Spa, then it'll be the mid-season break. And let's see what our car's looking like. Have any other teams brought upgrades for this Grand Prix? Yes, a little bit. Our top speed has dipped ever so slightly. We were 10th. Now we are 12th. DRS looks the same. Acceleration looks the same. We've been pipped ever so slightly in the high-speed downforce. I think we were first and second. So that has seen one team get a slight improvement there. I don't think our dirty air has changed. So we're still pretty competitive. Still, a very, very good car by the look of things. And we have got new bits of our own coming soon, as you can see. We've got rear wings and side pods ready for the first race back from the summer break. That will be Zandvoort. So we'll have those on the car by that round there. We've got some extra spares coming. Another spare chassis and another spare suspension just to tide us over. So let's set some targets for tonight's Grand Prix. The incentive is to get 1 car into Q3, which we should manage pretty comfortably. We've been very strong in qualifying this year, which has enabled us to be very well positioned to go on a very conservative tyre approach and try and gain performance later in the stint. So let's guarantee 2 cars in the top 10 and both cars into Q2. The finish position incentive is 1 in the top 15. Again, that's very easy, I think, for us. So we'll try and get the fastest lap. The finish position streak, we are halfway through that. Again, very easy target, 1 in the top 15 for 2 races, halfway through that. And this is the qualifying streak guarantee that we put in, which was 2 in the top 12. We are 2 down. 3 more to go. That'll be worth another 3.2 mil. And with that, I think we are ready to head to Hungary. Just want to check the cars are both running the same spec before we do that. Yep, they're all on the same parts. So let's head to Hungary.
Welcome to the beautiful Three Springs Valley, here in Hungary. You're joining us in Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Budapest was formerly 3 cities, and today they're all coming together to kick off what we hope will be a thrilling weekend of racing. What on paper could be a low-speed circuit is turned flat out by modern Formula One cars. The Hungaroring short lap means track position is essential in qualifying, and drivers will need to be careful of track limits throughout the race. Exciting weekend ahead at Red Bull with a brand new driver on board of their car. Now let's crack on with the weekend.
Unfortunately, the new driver is not replacing Max. It's just a reserve driver getting an FP1 run out. But yeah, that could have been interesting. Max just walking out the team halfway through the season. Right, let's get these cars prepped and set. How you doing, Victor? How you doing, Sidhu? Good to see you both tonight. Let's start off with Isaac's car. We're going to run the hard tyres in this session. We are going to swap out some parts. We'll go with 36% engine. We'll go with the 8% ERS. And yeah, I can get a little bit more life out of that gearbox, but not much. We're going to go with a 10, a 15, a 3.7, a 2.75, and a 0.05. There we go. Fuel for the Hungaroring is 20 laps. Drop those settings down. And now for Ollie. Again, let's swap a couple of parts out. Let's put him on the 3% engine for this session. 28% ERS. And the 27% gearbox. Setup for this car, we'll go with an 8.5, a 14.5, a 1.9, a 3.35, and a 1. There we go. And again, we want 20 laps of fuel. Drop those settings down, and let's send them to the track. Okay, see if these setups are good or not. Preemptively titled tonight's stream, Running Rings Around the Champs. Of course, now that I've done that, expect to see Alfa Tauri immediately start smashing in some banger laps. Maybe, we'll see. I get the feeling we are going to crush them a bit tonight. They just haven't been performing since we left. It is a little perplexing, a little confusing as to why they have slumped so drastically. It's not like they've got a bad team. It's not like they had a bad car. They've got solid drivers. They're not the very best on the grid, but they're not the worst on the grid by a long shot. We left them with, you know, an excellent pit crew. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what has happened to them this season. They really have slumped. But it's not as if we left them with facilities in a bad state of repair either. You know, we made sure that we got things refurbed, even slapped in an upgrade for them just before we left.
Yeah, copy that.
So they should be performing better than they are. I'm really not quite sure why they aren't up to snuff. And I do kind of wonder if we're going to see the same thing happen when we leave Alfa Romeo at the end of this season. I mean, we have outperformed the car a little bit this year, and to a degree the drivers as well. We've been able to take an extreme tyre saving strategy plan throughout most of the races this season and really protect the the car in the beginning of a stint so that we have enough pace to actually respond and attack later in the stint, and that's what's kept us competitive. And without our guiding hand doing that, the team may struggle a little bit next season. Who knows? I mean, in Isaac and Ollie, they've got two very promising young drivers who are very well skilled. I do kind of feel to reinvigorate the series, when we do go to Ferrari, we might have to just go with young, inexperienced rookies. Build the team up from the beginning again, rather than having established drivers, or even, drivers like Ollie and Isaac, that kind of quality. Maybe we have to drop down to higher F2 drivers. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what options are available to us at the end of the year when we do get ready to move. Let's have a look at the feedback for Isaac. Ollie is in good shape. 89%. That's pretty good as well. I'm enjoying that. How you doing, Zeus? Of course, the initial plan was to make Mick Schumacher a world champion at Ferrari. Now I think that'll be too easy, based on the fact that we are looking like we could make Ollie Behrman a world champion in his first season. Starting from the back of the grid. So yeah, I have to readjust our targets a little bit, I think. Let's see, we are 4% away, so that is going to be something like that, I think. Give that a go. Where am I in the table? 15 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship in second place, and top of the driver's standings. Can't remember how much by, not by a lot. Okay, so a little bit more tweaking is needed here. Let's go with go with a 9.5, a 2.9, and then maybe tweak the toe a little bit as well. Let's go with that. So we're getting minimal change to the braking, but a significant enough change to the cornering and traction that should hopefully correct the issue on the car. Evening, Mr. Water. Update on the battery replacement for my DualSense. It's been, a couple of weeks now. I've been using the pad pretty heavily, and it's holding up really well, keeping its charge. Charging it up every other day. For the most part, depends how heavy I've been using it, but just using it for these live streams and maybe a couple of hours of gaming in the afternoon before I do my stream. I'm getting 2 days out of it, no problem at all. I don't use it when I hell dive. I use my edge when I hell dive. Just find it much easier to use that pad for that. But yeah, I'm comfortably getting 10, 12 hours out the pad at the moment. Still, it's only been a couple of weeks, but it's I say it's holding up very well so far. Give it another few weeks, and give you another update, let you know how it's going on. Like I said, still don't want to drop names and recommend a product that hasn't really been properly tested yet, but so far, very happy with it.
Quite confident with it. Copy that.
All right, we've gone backwards with Ollie. That's not so good. And we have made a slight improvement with Isaac. So lost 4% with Ollie and gained 3%. No, what was he? 86? Gained 6% with Isaac. No, it was 89%. So we gave 3% with Isaac. Not too bad, but hopefully those little changes that we made while they've gone the wrong way will help shape the direction we do need to go in. And then it'll just be a little bit of fine-tuning. We are getting there. So yeah, we did go the wrong way on the toe, which means that has to come down like that. That might be it. Which Ferrari is that? Is that Russell or is that Stroll? I'm looking for a number on the car. Hard to see when our car's blocking the nose. That is, I think, Russell. Now I can't see the name. It is Russell. And there he goes, freed up at last. Evening, Dino. How are you tonight? So that now is going to be a 2.8. Let's pull that back in a bit. Let's do that. See how that looks. And that is the end of free practice 1. Joe has a penalty for his first corner collision with Oscar at Silverstone. So that's at least 3 places. That gearbox won't last another session, so we'll have to switch it over now. ERS and engine are still fine. We've made the tweaks. We're going to run for 32 laps of fuel, I think, on the mediums. Made the changes again. Engine probably won't make the session, so we'll have to go to that engine now. And let's send them out. It is an ATA weekend here in Hungary this race tonight. So hard tyres only in qualifying 1, medium tyres only in Q2, and then the top 10 shootout will be softs only. And here you can see what I was talking about the other day, the difference in performance between the cars relative to engine versus gearbox. You can see it's a 34% engine, very much in the yellow. Once they hit 49%, they're in the yellow, but a healthy gearbox. Now, if we take a look at Ollie, 63% engine, nearly twice as much gearbox is very, very worn. And as a result, the lap time, almost identical. You can survive engine wear in terms of pace a lot better than you can gearbox wear. Gearbox wear will cripple your pace. Do I like the ATA? I don't have any issues with it. I mean, it helps reduce the amount of tyres used in a Grand Prix weekend. I don't know. I mean, it's just being done as a test. I'm not actually sure if we're having any ATA weekends this season. I don't remember seeing that. I know we've got 6 sprints again.
Give me some feedback.
There we go. We've got the car changes right for Ollie. Didn't get them right for Isaac, though. Still work to be done on that car. I'm assuming we're probably going to get a couple of ATA weekends. I don't know. I mean, it was only ever done as a test. It was never done as a permanent thing. It was to try out a new potential format in terms of, you know, the tyres themselves, to try and reduce the number of tyres that were being used. I don't know if it still exists. Dina says he thinks they scrapped it. That obviously means it wasn't a success if they decided not to go ahead with it. In some ways, I think it's a bit of a leveler. But at the same time, it can potentially work against some teams as well. You know, some cars work. I mean, like we saw, the Williams used to work really well on the hards, not so much on maybe the mediums or the softs at points last season and the season before. Whereas, you know, some cars really come alive on soft tyres. So, yeah, it's a strange one. All right, so we are 5% off. That is quite a margin. And that's all going to have to be somewhere up here, I think. I'm going to go with that. I'm not sure if that's the right call there, but we'll try it, see what happens. We'll have time to run again if necessary. Evening, Baron. So, if you haven't already seen it, the new Ferrari livery for Miami is out there. Very underwhelming. And they've said that it's a nod to the heritage of when they ran blue on their cars, which they only ran for 2 races because Enzo had a spat with the FIA and said that his cars would never race a Ferrari red again. This is back in the days when teams raced in national colours rather than you know, individual team colours like we have now. And red was the colour for Italian cars. And so they ran the last 2 rounds of a championship. I forget which year. It's in the 60s, I think. 63, maybe. And they raced under the American flag. So they raced in blue and white with pale blue overalls. And they saying that it's a nod to that, but it's not. It's simply because they've got a brand new title sponsor in Hewlett-Packard. That's the only reason they're doing it. So it's a little cynical, but yeah, it's very underwhelming. I was hoping for a little bit more blue than just a couple of little thin stripes and blue wheel covers, you know. It's a very underwhelming livery. Right. Going to run mediums again in this session. We're going to go 25 laps of fuel. Hopefully those changes will be enough to get Isaac where we need to get him. But we'll have time to run again if it's not right. Evening, Golden. Ah! Sounds like he just saw a spider inside his helmet. Bah! Ooh, excuse me. Right, just waiting on that little bit of feedback. Should be about another 5-ish minutes of time on track. Funniest radio for you is when is Debris when he crashes. I really hope that if Leclerc crashes in the new game that's coming up, we hear that rah from when he crashed at France a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, there we go. We got it. 100%. Excellent stuff. So now we just need to get the track knowledge up. For me, I think one of the best in-game radios is Lando when he's like I forget exactly what he says, but he's just like and every time I hear Ocon going, honestly, I just immediately think Austin Powers. Every time I hear that radio message, it's like, who throws a shoe? Honestly. I think probably the most annoying radio for me was George doing his powers of persistence. Before that, it was Latifi at Williams in the previous game, going on about vibrations or something. Evening, Paul. All right, Oscar is looking a bit quicker today. He is up in third. Where is Mick? Oh, down in 18th. Wow, they have run those tyres ragged. almost done with the practice session. We've done all the running we need to do. Got our cars perfectly set. Will it actually give us 100% this time? Or are we still going to be at 99%? There we go. Driver prep 100.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
Alternative tyre allocation rules applied this time round. That means each team has to tackle Q1 on the hard compound tyres, Q2 on mediums and Q3 on softs. It hasn't been a great showing from the team's drivers so far. Neither will want to be left behind, and I'm sure they'll both be looking to pull ahead today.
And you're right. Well, it's nearly time for qualifying.
Okay then, ATA qualifying coming up. Let's get the good stuff into the car again. We are going to run this ERS tonight. It will probably just tick over into yellow by the end of the Grand Prix. We're going to run this gearbox as well, because we're kind of compensating with a very powerful engine. We're running a weaker engine for Ollie. We're going to run that ERS and that gearbox. There we go. And let's send them out for 2 laps and switch them over after the first lap. You're really enjoying watching my videos? Well, I'm enjoying you enjoying them. I hope you continue to enjoy them for a long time to come.
Work as much as you can on brakes and tires. Copy.
Alright, first flying lap is about to start. We'll ride on with Behrman.
Clear ahead. Go for it.
Hajar is definitely closer to Norris than Behrman is to Hajar. So Hajar's going to get a very good slipstream here. Behrman not so much. But he will be very nicely set for the second flying lap. There we go. Good, solid lap. How much quicker was he? Let's have a look. 0.2, only 0.2. So now we have a cool down lap and then we'll go again. That McLaren will peel out of the way. We're not going to have a faster car come through and pull us out of sequence, so that's handy. Gasly showing a little bit of pace for the first time in a little while. So the question now is, where is Norris going to get out of the way? Is he going to do it at the pits or before the pits? He's going to do it at the pits. So this gives Ollie a chance to close up a little bit. It's not quite close enough to get the full benefit here. I'm not expecting Isaac's time to improve, but it would be nice if it does. Ollie will improve. In fact, Isaac might improve actually, because he's tucked up behind a Red Bull now. And he's closer to the Red Bull than Ollie is to the back of Isaac, so he could go even quicker here. Oh, it wasn't Norris, it was Ocon that we were tucked up. Norris has just crossed the line and gone top. And again, look, that Isaac is purple in the first sector. And now, having got a slipstream from the back of Ocon, he's now getting a slipstream from the back of one of the Red Bulls. Not quite sure which one it is. That's Leclerc. This time Behrman goes purple in the middle. Tsunoda goes up to second. Leclerc goes top, is taken away by Hajar, and Behrman moves up into second. And that is all we need to do to get through, so we can sit the rest of this session out. And now we'll wait for Max. See what time he does. Sainz pops up to P5. Tidy lap for Max, but I don't know how quick it is. It's going to be somewhere around the pace of Leclerc, I would imagine. .113.2 is the target. And he is fourth. Ooh, excuse me. All right, let's speed time up to the final runs at the end of this session. And it is Mick who is in trouble. Down in 17th place. No pressure from behind. Where is Piastri? Piastri's up in 5th place, so very close actually. He's only 3,000 slower than Behrman. See what Mick can do. It's not up in the first sector. Drops down another place. Stroll is out. Ocon is out. Belichick is out. Russell is just in front, going around the last turn now, looking to improve. Russell just squeaks through. Can Schumacher displace him? No, he can't. Mick Schumacher is out in 19th place. Ferrari just squeaked one car through. The other one is out in Q1. All right, medium tyres. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 flying laps and try and switch the drivers if we need to. And I'm going to learn from what we did in the first session. And I'm going to try and go out behind one of our rival cars. But not an Alpine. Certainly not a Haas. Come on, Red Bull. There goes Russell. There goes Norris. I'll go out behind Norris.
Work on those brakes.
Copy.
Might be a little bit too far behind. But we are perfectly spaced to be able to swap the cars on the main straight at the end of the first lap for the second run. So if Behrman can't get the slipstream here off the back of Norris, he'll certainly get it on the back of Isaac on the second flying lap. Sainz sets the benchmark at 1:13.2. That's what we did on hard tyres, so expect us to go quicker than that in this session. And we are a little bit too far away. There we go. So, not a great time. We definitely got held up at the end of that lap with someone driving into the pits. I'm not sure who it was. That has really hurt us, actually. We could be in trouble. All three of those cars directly in front of us are going to be peeling into the pits, which will slightly impede us at the start of our prep for the flying lap. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh, I've got a fast Aston coming through, and that's screwed up our spacing again. So Hajar is going to just take off. This has not been a good session so far.
Let's get going.
We're going to have to do another run after this, I think. This Behrman will get a little bit of a slipstream on the main straight there from the back of Piastri and Albon as they peeled out of the way. No improvement for Hajar in the first sector. Not surprising, he's not tucked up behind his teammate. Behrman has improved. I do expect both of our cars to have a nice big improvement in the final sector. Hajar has got traffic coming up. Zhou on an outlap gets out of the way. Is that Leclerc on an outlap or Verstappen on an in-lap? It's Verstappen on an in-lap, so he might have been compromised at the end of this lap again. Oh, he's gone purple. And Isaac goes top. Ollie improves up to third. And that should hopefully be enough, given the margin that we are seeing elsewhere. Where is Charles Leclerc? There he is. So Oscar's put on his big boy pants today. He's come spoiling for a fight. Looking very quick. see what time Leclerc can post, and then we'll advance time to the end. Max leaves the garage for another run. Into the final turn. And crosses the line to go P6. 2/10 slower. All right, let's speed time up. Oh, we got a red flag. That is George Russell. Oh, that's a big, big shunt. Yeah, that car's wrecked. That's powertrain damage, broken front wing, broken rear wing, probably chassis, maybe even suspension damage as well.
For the crew watching on in the garage,
Russell is out of qualifying.
Must have been a hard one to take.
He was in P12 and no chance to improve. And we're now going to see a bit of a mad scramble as everyone tries to set a new time in the remaining 4 minutes. So it's Porsche who is bottom of the standings right now. Okay, Albon started his flying lap. Magnussen's a little bit further around, coming up to the back of Porsche and Co here. There is Maloney. Is this starting or finishing? Starting. Magnussen may have got compromised there. There was 3 cars in very close proximity to find his way through. I don't think Piastri's going to improve, tucked up behind Porsche, and I'm not sure which of the Alpines it is. It's got to be Sainz. Yeah, it's Sainz because Tsunoda's on his flying lap. So here comes Maloney. No, Albon. Magnussen. Here we go. And Magnussen can get through. No, Magnussen is out. What about Albon? Albon is out. Can Maloney sneak through? Maloney is out. So the only car left to try and escape the drop is Porsche. And one of the cars that he is trying to compete with is tucked up right behind him, and that is Carlos Sainz. And Sainz is all over the back of him, which is forcing him to compromise his lines slightly. This lap is probably a write-off for Oscar, but he's already through. Tsunoda's crossed the line. He hasn't improved. So Sainz is safe. But can Porsche knock out Yuki? It's going to be very tight if he can. Very tight. And he has had to take some inefficient lines in places. And he can't improve. He is out. So, having seen Haas do quite well in some races, both of their cars are out in Q2 here, along with Magnussen, Albon, and the destroyed Ferrari of George Russell. So I'm going to look at data view because I want to see just what condition that Ferrari was in at the time. Engine was at 51%, gearbox had just gone. That is probably going to get replaced with a brand new gearbox. Even the engine might get replaced. ERS will have certainly taken a whack as well. Let's see what his car stats look like when we get to the Grand Prix itself. Meanwhile, we have a top 10 shootout. And wherever Zhou qualifies, he will have a minimum of a 3-place penalty. So, soft tyres. We're going to do one flying lap, and we're going to try and get out behind a Red Bull. Or maybe, well, I can't get out behind Oscar. Oscar is in front of the camera, so we can't get out right behind him. It's going to have to be probably a Red Bull or Norris. Starting to see some movement from teams. Sides going out. Gasly is getting... there we go. Here comes Max. Now, we're in really good position here. We've got Norris right behind us as well, but Gasly's coming through, and this is potentially going to make things a little bit more awkward. Maybe we should have waited for Charles Leclerc.
Just try to work as much as you can on tire, as much as you can on tire.
Do I ever use battle assist? Very rarely. I don't really see it as much of a useful tool. Yeah, on paper it was a good idea, but it just in practice it never really seems to do that much. It depends on the circumstance, depends on the track. But yeah, more often than not, I don't bother. Right, so Behrman is not close. Isaac can't really get any closer. So he will be giving a slipstream to Ollie on the second run. And this isn't ideal because Max is going to be taking compromised lines now. Oh, we've got traffic into turn one. Just get out in front of Oscar. Behrman gets through without any issues. But you can see Isaac is looking for an overtake, which means he's not attacking the corners as quickly as he could be. Max is taking defensive lines, so he's not attacking the corners as quickly as he could be. Yeah, this isn't going to be a stellar lap. It's a 1:13.4 for Gasly. That is slow. Or is it? Were we doing 1:13.2s or were we doing 1:14.2s? I can't remember. Max has actually had the cleaner middle sector by the look of it. But we should have the cleaner final sector, hopefully. No, apparently not. Max does take pole. We are, a long way off with Ollie. He got held up badly somewhere. So, not a great start to qualifying. We're only going to do one more run. And we're probably going to go out almost as soon as we get back to the garage, just to try and get some clean track. Here comes Oscar, giving a tow to Yuki Tsunoda, and we'll be getting held up by Max potentially at the end of the lap. Well, maybe not. Tsunoda definitely got the slipstream benefit there. Leclerc has gone quickest now. Please tell me that Joe is about to complete his lap. He is. Good. So, we should theoretically have the track to ourselves, although I get the feeling somebody might pop out just in front of us.
Working on those brakes and tires. Copy.
9th and 10th. Not a good start to Q3. Not accustomed to being at the back of Q3 at the moment here. We've been popping up at the front very consistently. Hopefully Isaac will improve. Behrman will almost certainly improve. Well, he's definitely going to improve. He was so slow in that first run. Plus, he's going to get the slipstream this lap. So this has the potential to spring Ollie up onto the front row.
Clear ahead.
Don't know what's going to happen with Isaac.
Push.
And this is our final run. We're not going again after this. We do get out in front of the Aston Martin of Gasly there. That's good. Track to ourselves. Both drivers improving in the middle. I'd like Hajar to be at least P5. I don't think he's going to get there. P8. Behrman's only P9. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. We don't have the pace. Without the slipstream, we don't seem to have the pace. That is a little concerning. I thought we were going to be quicker than this. In theory, we could go quicker if we went for another lap, but we don't have the time or the fuel to go for another lap. So that's it. Now it's a question of whether Gasly is going to knock us down to occupy the entirety of the bottom row, the back, row 5. Can have our work cut out for us. We'll have to earn it tonight. It's not going to be given to us. Gasly does jump all the way up to 4th, so we are occupying the 5th row. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What can Oscar do? He stays 5th. And everyone's on an in-lap. So there is your top 10. Leclerc from Norris. Then it's Tsunoda, Gasly, Piastri, Verstappen, Zhou, Sainz, and then us. Oof. Ah, yes. Thank you for that penalty, Zhou. We will start 8th and 9th.
Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
The heart may be in Budapest, but the racing soul is right here. Decades of F1 history saturate every turn of the Hungaroring, including the 1989 Grand Prix, where Nigel Mansell bullied his way from a P12 start to an ultimate victory.
So, Karun, how do you think the Alfa Romeo driver is going to be feeling going into this race?
I think it's really great to see them performing at this level, well above what we'd expected. They must be feeling good.
I wonder then what the Hungarian Grand Prix has in store for us on this occasion.
I would argue we're underperforming here, given our recent run of form. It's going to be a cool race as well. Track temperature is going to be quite low. At least we have fulfilled our sponsorship obligations so far. Strategy-wise, we are going for a two-stop. We're going to go soft to medium to soft. There we go. We're going to look to protect that first stint. Going to try and stretch to about there. Maybe beyond. I'm going to throw in 2 extra laps of fuel. Push the fuel and the battery off the line, and then again protect the tyres as much as we can. So we may go backwards a little bit in the opening laps, but we're looking to protect ourselves in that first lap. Yeah, in those opening laps, to give us the ability to be a little bit more competitive from stint 2 onwards. Let's see what we can do from 8th and 9th.
There's a fantastic atmosphere at the Hungaroring as we prepare for 70 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Alfa Romeo's driver focused on the race ahead.
An encouraging grid position as they sit in P8. Lots to build on during the race if they manage it well.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. And here we go. with the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, so hard tyres on Norris, and that's made him suffer as a result off the line. Behrman gets squeezed to the outside there, but we do get back past, and now he's having a look at the inside of a jar. Gets through. Really want to tell these two to stop fighting very early on. There we go. Tuck-in is achieved. So, oh, we've got a yellow flag already. Again, an early yellow flag. Same as last night at Silverstone. Someone just running wide, though, I think. Yeah, Alex Albon.
Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits.
He cut the grass a little bit there.
Must be careful.
He's behind us, though, so it doesn't affect us. Leclerc has pushed into the lead on mediums ahead of Tsunoda on softs. Norris down to third. And we're chasing down Sainz and Verstappen, who are also on soft tyres. We're already out of DRS range. Hopefully they'll come back to us a little bit. Both Oscar and Perez were dropped and are now free agents. Who do you get? You're on a budget. Well, if you're on a budget, Perez is going to be more expensive, but it's going to achieve better results. Now, if you're in it for the long term with Oscar and you're prepared to suffer through his first couple of seasons, and you train him up in a very high level driving sim, Oscar will be a very good driver and will be a lot cheaper to sign, but may cost you more in terms of damage to the car. Alright, so we survived the first couple of laps without losing a place. That's pretty good. Now we need to survive the next 4 or 5 laps. Without getting dropped. We're already building up a nice healthy margin on the tyres because we didn't go flat out crazy at the start. And Sainz is in jeopardy. Might have lost the DRS at the very first activation point. I think we just snuck it. Did Sainz get it? No, he didn't. Oh, no, neither did Isaac. Now we need to push Oscar a little bit, Isaac a little bit more, close back up to Sainz. Another yellow flag. Albon again.
So we're heading now into turn 5. Ooh, he's
Albon
seen a
was
few go
super
off the track
consistent
there.
in
Well, hopefully
in the
not a
previous
sign of
game.
things
He's
to come.
a little bit more erratic in this one. I've noticed he makes a lot of mistakes and is off the pace a lot this time around. He's not the superstar driver he was in the previous game. And there we go. We'll swap the positions. Behrman has a little bit more battery to burn. But not a huge amount. That was pretty much it. Wow, look how healthy our tyres are compared to the rest of the grid already.
Okay, we need to push a bit more.
I need to be a little patient on this one. I think we should start to close back up again. Let's see if we can slingshot our drivers again. Evening, Joshua. Yeah, there we go. Gotta be careful we don't lose the place here. There we go, shot him down. No, we didn't get a penalty. We just didn't have a great quali. We got both cars into Q3 and then qualified 9th and 10th. And with a penalty for show, we got promoted up to 8th and 9th. So we've held position off the line, but we haven't made any forward progress yet. Although we are protecting our tyres again, as we usually do. The rest of the grid is suffering already with some tyre wear. See, we've almost caught back up to Sainz and Gasly, who are scrapping amongst each other. Still need to save a little bit more on the tyres. Not quite where I need to be just yet. There is no sprint event in Miami. Well, there is in real life this year, but not in the game. Not until the new one comes out. Miami's just a regular Grand Prix weekend. Oh, Behrman caught napping. Joe is pushing hard. All right, we will get back past him. I don't really have a favourite driver. I'm going to obviously cheer on the Brits. There are other drivers that I like as well, but I don't have a clear out and out favourite. And Joe has done the hard work for us and bridged that gap back onto Gasly and Sights. Porsche looking a little frisky behind us there. And looking to make the move.
I think we need to start getting a little bit quicker.
Copy.
And I think we just about saw him off. Yes, we did. Although he's having another look. Alright, so our tyres are at 69%. Joe's tyres in pretty good condition as well. Vice's tyres have taken a pummeling. Overheating them in the dirty air of Gasly. We are almost ready to unleash those tyres. First, let's try and get a little bit of movement forward. go, he goes around the outside. And pushing forward onto the back of Gasly and Sainz. I want to start positioning ourselves towards the front of this little train so that we can try and break forward a bit. Have a lunge up the inside here on Joe. There we go, and then see him off into the final turn. Trying to find a way through here. No, we can't. So let's instead rebuild the battery on both cars. Save a little bit of extra tyre as well while we're charging up. Still very close to that lead group. We're only 2 seconds ahead of this train. That gap hasn't really changed because Sainz and Gasly have been swapping places on the start-finish straight. But now the Gasly's tyres are, well, now Gasly's in clear air. And Sainz's tyres are looking pretty ropey. He might start to pull away.
Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner. And there goes the steering. Just
that is
unable to
a silly
control the
lock up
car
there.
by that point.
I'll drop Maloney to the back of the grid.
So let's pick up the pace. Copy.
Now you see the difference in our tyres against Sainz in particular, but also Joe behind, Sloda and Verstappen also on those softs. We are nicely above the line. That's going to allow us to stretch that first stint, which means we can do that with our tyres. So that's 25 and 50. We'll go 24 and 49. Go. I think we got dropped. Yes, we did. Sainz is pushing to try and get back onto Gasly, who is closing down the front runners. We'll get back on him. Like so. And then we can try and make a move forward next lap. Maybe. Maybe not. Do want to try and get past him before he boxes, just to get that little bit extra confidence boost. Ollie is close to peak confidence. Isaac has just dipped out as well. So a fresh overtake will do them both a power of good. And you can see Sainz now 2 seconds off the back. Oh, and he has boxed already. It's quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Try to pick up a bit more pace.
And Joe has got through. And again, Joe's going to be boxing soon as well, so I want to get back past him. And now Sonoda boxes. Joe might well be boxing at the end of this lap. Let's see. Sonoda has gone on to hard tyres. Sainz went on to mediums, as did Albon. Maloney went hard tyres. Giovinazzi exiting the pits, and he's gone hard tyres. Norris looking in excellent shape right now, leading on hard tyres, although Oscar's all over the back of him. And there goes Joe. So we are 6th and 7th. At 3 seconds off the back of Max, whose tyres are also giving up. He'll be boxing at the end of this lap. Issue in the pits for Kevin.
There, Karun?
The Williams team take their places.
Oh, sticky wheel nut.
It's not a smooth one.
Yeah, bad stop for Williams there. Need to save a little bit more tyre with Isaac because he is going that extra lap. Max is in. We're into the pit window next lap for Ollie. Might turn the tyres up just a fraction too soon. They might not go the distance. But that's okay, we can always look after the mediums for a little bit. As long as we don't have to nurse the final set of softs, we'll be fine. Another yellow flag. Hopefully Behrman can see off Pourchaire. Yes, he can. And we are spoiling Pourchaire and Russell's race a little bit here by keeping them a little bit slower than they could potentially go. Leclerc and Gasly now both into the pits. They're coming off medium tyres, I believe. Yes, they are. So they might be going medium, soft, hard. Yeah, both going onto softs. New fastest lap for Carlos Sainz, a 1:16.59. We're 10 seconds off the back of Norris and Oscar. May have been a little presumptuous by saying that we were going to run rings around the champions tonight, because we're over 9 seconds behind them right now. Well, one of them. Schumacher is obviously doing a fair bit worse, down in 16th place.
Okay, we need to push a bit more. Copy. So let's try to do a pressure count.
And there goes Russell into the pits. We are going again. Pourchaire will probably get through here. going to box Behrman this lap.
Okay, box.
One more lap with Isaac. Just hopeful that I could have kept him in range of Teo, but Teo's pushing hard. You can see we've actually stretched these softs the stint of a set of mediums here. So we've done a good job in that respect. Porsche may actually box this lap. And confidence is still pretty good for our drivers, despite them having been overtaken a couple of times recently. Porsche stays out. Behrman's in.
Okay, copy me.
And Charles Leclerc with a new fastest lap. Okay, what kind of time can our pit crew do? 3.2. No really, nothing really impressive there. Still slow. Behrman is out, and he is out in front of Russell. Just. Was that a crash behind? It was. I heard the shunt.
And now we've had a crash.
Yeah, just a clumsy little coming together between Ocon and Giovinazzi, maybe? Not sure which Williams that is. Yeah, it was Giovinazzi. So, got our work cut out for us a little bit here. Oscar's into the pits. I wonder if Norris is going for a one-stop. Porsche boxes. Oh, damn it. I didn't box Hajar. Knackers. Oh, that was stupid. We are going to get out just in front of Porsche. Ooh, nearly contact with Piastri there. But we are back in front of Teo. Not going to be so easy for Isaac, because we forgot to box him. But that has given us a little bit of breathing room to Schumacher and Russell. Man, we are 3 seconds behind Leclerc. We were about, what, 7/10 in front of him. So we've lost 4 seconds to Leclerc on that lap. Given the state of the tyres, it's probably not surprising. Can we get a good stop? I'd love a sub 3 second stop here. The one area where we are really struggling still, 3.1. Oh, we couldn't quite get out in front of Schumacher and co, and Hajar is now down behind Ocon. That wasn't so good. So yeah, we've got our work cut out for us in this race. But hopefully now we don't have to worry about protecting tyres. I can certainly afford to heat these tyres up quicker than I did with Behrman. given that he did those extra couple of laps. Don't think we managed to sneak the DRS. No, we didn't. But we've pulled away from Magnussen already. Behrman's tyres still not up to temperature. But they're maybe 10 degrees away? 5 degrees away? Getting close to the back of Ocon here. Let's see if we can squeeze the car through. And Behrman's tyres finally up to temperature, so 91 degrees is the activation temperature here. And we're going to get a run here on Ocon. We're getting a bit of a slipstream. Throw it up the inside. And we're past Schumacher as well. Excellent stuff. So let's turn the tyres down. Turn the battery down. Actually, let's go into harvest mode. You have no reg change for either the weak or cooling. The weak? Do you mean wings? Well, if you're good in both, it's entirely up to you. Norris finally boxes from the lead. He's going softs. If he can go 20 laps on those tyres, which he probably can, then he might go soft. If not, he'll probably go soft medium. Oh, Porsche has caught and passed Behrman. So busy focused on getting Isaac forward that I forgot to check on Ollie. Evening, Anthony. Oh, Isaac's been dropped. And I wasn't quick enough to turn on the DRS. Or the ERS, sorry. Behrman got through just in time. Put him back into harvest again. Ninth in Baku, not bad. Is that the race, not the sprint? still makes a difference to how long it took you to get points in your first season with them. Oh, and there is the move. And Hajar is through on Russell. Took a little longer than I would have liked, but we got him there. Let's break him away now. New engine from Miami. Oh yeah, you should do well in Miami then, if you've got a decent package underneath you, because the AI doesn't generally tend to change their engines until Monaco or Barcelona in season 1. Right, we've been lapping consistently quicker than Joe and Sainz. Porsche has been nibbling that gap down. It was 7 seconds a few laps back. Now it's down to 4. We have just dropped out of range again. Couldn't quite break away, unfortunately, from Russell. So let's use a bit more tyre and a bit of fuel. Almost broken Russell, but we're about to run out of battery. That could scupper us. Now we broke him, but Ocon is going to have a try. Ocon's on softs. Ocon is through. So Isaac's going to be in trouble again soon. That is not what we need. He's overtaking still a bit of a weakness. You see Ocon just flying on those softs. And he gets through. Nothing we could really do to hold that off without burning out our own tyres. So we'll try and get some battery out of him instead, or save some battery. Oh, come on. Enough of this half-assed overtaking.
I need to overpush it.
Copy.
Come on, this time, please. Again, for God's sake, Ollie, come on. Just killing your confidence by failing these overtakes here. There you go. There you go. About time. Jesus. Just got him back to the edge of peak, but he should have been in peak. Porsche is not giving up the place. See, Piastri's got himself back up into third, and we are now 13 seconds behind him. So, yeah, a little cocky naming the stream that we were going to run rings around the champs, because it's the other way around, unfortunately. Piastri's just going to cruise straight through without even having to break a sweat. Still, at least we are closing the gap still to Sainz. And there we go. We are through, back through on Ocon there. And full peak confidence for Isaac. See what times is Piastri doing. He's doing 1:17.9s, with slightly quicker, but not by a huge amount. Albon boxes.
I think we need to start getting a little bit quicker. Copy.
And we have got both of our drivers back together again. Porsche all over the back of Sainz. This is giving us an opportunity to get some battery back in the car and still stay close. Porsche will get that move done into turn one. Can Behrman follow through? He has been weak going forward. He's going to try and go around the outside, and he's going to get that move done. Not quite as cleanly and convincingly as Porsche, but he got it done. That puts him into peak confidence again. And we're still close enough to Porsche, who's now going after Zhou and Gasly. Oh, and there we go, Sainz into the pits. And of course, because he peeled in, Hajar has lost the DRS.
To go faster.
Porsche is pushing on. He wants to go after Zhou and Gasly. Can't really push the tyres. Not without taking some punishment later. So our car not behaving as I was expecting it to tonight. It hasn't been anywhere near as quick. I'm just hopeful we'll have good pace at the end on softs. Don't have another set of mediums to go on to. I don't really want to go hards because we always struggle on hard tyres. And track temperature is actually higher than I thought it was, 42 degrees. Try and get Hajar into DRS as Leclerc boxes from the lead. I really don't know where we're going to finish tonight. Podium's not a viable option by the look of it, and that is hard tyres for Leclerc, so that's him to the end. He's come out behind us, which means he's going to be threatening us very soon. Porsche seems to have hit a little bit of a wall. Hopefully we can capitalise on that a little bit. Closing up. Still 13 seconds behind Oscar. 16 seconds off of Norris. This is more the sort of performance I'd been expecting out of our cars for quite a few of the races, where we'd be at the lower end of the points, but you know, not really quick enough to challenge for series points or podiums, and yet it's kind of gone the opposite way. We've been super competitive, and now as we reach the halfway point of the season, we're starting to just drop a little bit for whatever reason. Maybe it's just the characteristics of our car, maybe it's just the airflow. The dirty air is, what, 9th on the grid? Maybe we're just struggling against better airflow on other cars. Right, what has Gasly gone on to? Hard tyres, so that's him to the end as well. Try and close up on Porsche and Zhou. before they get past. We're almost in range, but I can't drop Isaac. Trying to push Behrman's pace in the DRS zone so that Hajar doesn't try and get close enough to overtake and gets the charge, but just picks our pace up a little bit on those straights. Porsche is through. Now we're probably going to need to switch our cars over. Leclerc is closing. He's closing quickly as well. Behrman's so close to the back of Zhou now. Just not quite in range. Straightforward overtake. Now Hajar can bridge that gap. Just to make sure we get the DRS hit. Yes, there we go. All right, so we've caught a couple of cars in front. That will help us again get charged back up a little bit. There's a lunge from Leclerc. Tyre wear's looking at about where we need it to be as well to make this strategy work. Would have been nice if we had a little bit more in reserve, but it'll do. Hoping the slipstream is enough. It's not. But that move was kind of inevitable. Only got to do 2 more laps with Behrman. Maybe 3.
So let's pick up the pace.
Yeah, understood.
Hajar has been overtaken. Nope, not quite. Thought he had for a second then. All right, Norris is in. So those softs are done. What's he going on to? Mediums or softs? Let's go mediums. Oh, and it's a bad stop. It's a really bad stop. Joe's in the pits as well. Oh, and there goes Sharp. He's muscling his way through. No real surprise there. Max is in. Oscar going another lap. And Max is going mediums. Yeah, she could go a little bit longer yet. But you know, I do want to box this lap, don't I?
Stop.
Copy, Bob.
Not need to overpush it.
Copy.
There we go then. Second slow stop of the day for Ollie Behrman. Oh, that's a bad stop. Problem with the left rear. 4.8. Lost about 1.5 seconds or so.
Sorry for that, mate.
It's not ideal, but we are getting out in front of Schumacher, so that's something. But we're now 6 seconds behind Joe. Oh dear. Evening, Frog Gaming.
Try to pick up a bit more pace.
Copy.
So Porsche has stayed out. We're going to go for an undercut by really blitzing the end of the lap, or the next lap, with Ollie. Go for a fastest lap attempt. That will get it. Not without DRS.
Head down.
Copy.
So close to a sub 3 second stop there. Playing on PS5. Three-second stop is very slow. Yeah, well, it's slow for our days at Alfa Tauri, but yeah, here at Alfa Romeo, 3 seconds is actually not too bad. We've been having 3.5 second stops. Porsche is in. Right, what's he going on to, and is he going to have a bad stop? He's going on to soft as well. It's a clean stop and it's a quick stop.
You're faster on track.
We get one car ahead of Porsche, just. The other one is stuck at the moment. Behrman trying to scythe his way through the traffic. Piastri's in. This is the last lap. I'm pushing Behrman. I'm going to slow him down after this. Oh, we got past Stroll. Beautiful, just in time. Did we get the DRS as well? Yes, we did. Fantastic. Oh, there's an issue in the pits for Oscar.
We see the Alfa
That
Tauri
helps
team
us.
ready and waiting. Ah, they can't loosen the front left.
Oh, that took an eternity to get that tyre off. And he comes out not that far ahead of us. Right, we absolutely hammered those tyres. We're going to do the same with Isaac on the next lap. Try and punch him through. Cool those tyres down. They are melting. Piastri's rocketed away from Gasly. Oh, and there's Teo. And we're not getting through there, so it's not even worth trying. And there we go, an opportunistic overtake on Zhou. And we've boxed him in behind Gasly. Good stuff. We are off and away. Hamilton will be guaranteed the 8th title if Ferrari get Newey. Well, maybe. Depends. How is he going to stack up against Leclerc? Hopeful Russell will give us the DRS, but he didn't, I don't think. No, he didn't. Yeah, Piastri's flying right now. Shit, he's still driving in clean air. Let's turn that off. Yeah, Hajar's at basic level confidence here. We need to get him some overtakes and quickly. Russell might be stopping at the end of this lap. I can't imagine he's going to try and go to the end. How many laps total? 70. Russell staying out. Maybe he is going to try and go to the end. Can we get them all? Can we get them all? Oh, what a move! He got 3 of them. What a move. I want to see a replay of that if we can. There it is.
Now this was the Alfa
Look at that, dies at the inside of 2 of them, gets the 3rd on the exit.
And up the order they move.
And then immediately swoops around to try and have a go at Zhou. And there we go, he's through.
Okay, we need to push a bit more.
How do I sit here that long? It's just the same as watching a real Grand Prix live, you know. A long event. Hour and a half. 2 hours for the race. I like to treat them as if they're a real Grand Prix. The audience that watches seems to agree with me, rather than, whizzing through it times 16. Alright, so up to 6th and 7th. It's a definite improvement on where we were earlier in the Grand Prix. Tyres are still good. Maybe do with saving just a touch on Behrman, but it's alright for now. We are closing in on Sonoda. Hajar is about to overtake his teammate. Just not into turn 1. Tell Behrman to let him through, then we can just protect that tyre a little bit more. And now we're onto the back of Yuki. I think I'll have to add a question mark to the end of today's stream title for anyone who wants to watch the replay. Do that now while I think about it. There we go. Question mark added. Don't look quite so cocky now.
I think we need to start getting a little bit quicker.
There we go, up the inside, through and away. Back into maximum peak confidence. See if we can hunt down Norris.
I'm trying to go faster.
try and box him in. Couldn't quite manage it. And Yuki's going to try and get back through again. So that didn't work. Is my plan to still go to Ferrari or Mercedes? I'm still hoping to go to Ferrari at the end of this season, but again, going to be dependent on managerial rating. Last year we were way short of what we needed to go to Ferrari. This year with Ferrari struggling really badly and us way outperforming our expectations, or the board's expectations, we should get a nice big healthy bump to our rating. So hopefully we'll meet in the middle and the move to Ferrari will be viable. Don't really want to go to Mercedes, seeing as they've started picking themselves up again this season. Plus we've already raced with Mercedes on this game. We did 2 seasons with them. Won the championships before we started the hardcore series. So it'd be nice to race with Ferrari. We haven't raced with them before. I think I did less than half a season with Ferrari on the first game, and it was just too easy. To the point where we're doing like last to first challenges after like 4 races or 5 races. So yeah, a very different kettle of fish this time around on this game. Looks as though 5th and 6th is the best we're going to do. But considering we qualified 9th and 10th, having, you know, blitzed the field in the last few races, that's not a bad recovery. I'll settle for it. Alright, so Isaac's getting through, and we get Ollie through as well. Up the inside. There we go. We've done. 6 laps to go. Big gap to Norris. I don't think we're going to catch him, especially considering the condition of his tyres is comparable to ours, even if he is on a slower compound. At least we've closed the gap to Oscar down to slightly more reasonable 9 seconds or so, 8 seconds. And we did manage to secure the fastest lap as well, which is quite nice. Did unfortunately lose a few laps of running trying to get past Sonoda. Would have been better if I just charged up more and then just broke and clear after a couple of laps rather than trying to get through immediately and then getting repassed and sitting behind and charging for a few more laps again. Still, lesson learned. I am going to let them fight for the last few laps and just hope that they don't do anything stupid. We were never really in the ballpark of Oscar tonight. No. Finally, the world champion is waking up again. He had that good little run after the first few races where he started to score points again and even got himself a race win. And then last couple of races, he's just been completely anonymous again. Barely scoring anything at all over multiple Grand Prix. He's back again tonight on the podium at the moment, although Norris is right behind him. So there is going to be a scrap there. Piastri on soft should be able to keep the position overall. He might swap places a couple of times. I think he'll have enough in the tank to hold on to the podium across the line. Yeah, he's got Norris blocked into turn one. And into turn two as well. Am I live at 7 or 8 tomorrow? Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. That's our usual start time. It's very rare I start at 7. Usually only if we've got a really long stream, like the first day of a season or sometimes the last day of the season. But yeah, we're going to Spa tomorrow. It's a sprint weekend, but we'll start at the usual time of 8 for that. We will get ourselves right up to the start of the Grand Prix before we close tonight, though. Not going to get involved. We're going to let them fight. Norris having a look around the outside. And Oscar shut him down, closed the door. No, he can't. Norris has got through on the final lap. That could be crucial. as Behrman gets through on Hajar, which is better for us in the Drivers' Championship, but, you know, we'll let them squabble amongst each other. The romantic in you would love to see Newey at either McLaren or Williams. Well, he's not going to go to McLaren. That's definitely not going to happen. If, and it's a big if Doralton Capital were to offer Newey a stake in the team, the stake that he wanted when he was at Williams in the 90s, that might be enough to tempt him there. But I think the lure of Ferrari, Hamilton, and the potential to do a Ferrari supercar project might be
That's Leclerc.
too enticing.
Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Well, there we go. Oscar, in the end, finishes 4th. Norris just went for it like crazy at the end there. Look, he was near 2 seconds clear. Hajar held off Behrman until the final lap, and then Behrman snuck in front. That will help us out more in the driver standings, because, you know, Behrman was top before tonight, although that won't be the case tonight now, I don't think, with a Red Bull 1-2 and we're off the podium. From what I understand, he's already turned down a contract from Aston, so I can't see him particularly wanting to work with Lance Stroll. Even though he does want to work with Fernando, or not, he wants to work with Fernando, just laments that he never had the opportunity to work with Fernando.
Wasn't that a fantastic drive from the Alfa Romeo driver?
It's safe to say they exceeded all expectations. A finish in the points, and my goodness, it is very well deserved.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And as far as those 3 are concerned, well, they'll be leaving Budapest hungry for more. So then, Karun, in terms of the Alfa Romeo team, how will they be feeling after that?
No doubt they'll be pleased. Both drivers really delivered, and what's more, there were lots of positives to be taken away from the race.
And that then marks the end of our time here in Hungary.
Next time, the teams will be adding another year to the legend of Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen at the Belgian Grand Prix.
So then, confirmation of the final result. It is a win from pole position to the flag for Charles Leclerc, having, swapped the lead a few times in between, but he started and finished in first. Max, good race for him, up 4 places to take second on the podium. Lando Norris holds on and pips Oscar at the end for the final step. Oscar himself had a decent race, 4th place, showed some really strong pace throughout the Grand Prix. We got 5th and 6th, a good improvement from where we started, and we managed to get the fastest lap in the end as well. Oh, excuse me. Disappointing for Tsunoda, down 4 places, same for Gasly. Porsche had a good race recovery, considering he started way down in 15th place, but he was higher than that at one point, so he kind of slipped a little bit towards the end. Zhou gets the final point for Mercedes. Looking at the bottom half of the standings, Schumacher up 8 places to finish in 11th, but 4 seconds off the points in the end. Russell holding position, starting and finishing in 12th. Disappointing race for Sainz. He'll be a little displeased with that performance. Magnussen in 14th, 2 places gained for Stroll and Ocon. Maloney, a disappointing race for him, down 6 places. Belajax gets a couple of places gained. And it's another bad race for Alex Albon. Two big mistakes early in the Grand Prix. And Giovinazzi having that contact with someone. I forget who. Forget who he had the contact. I think it was Ocon had the contact with. But that basically killed his race. He had some damage after that. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Ollie is still top by 6 points over Charles Leclerc. Did not expect that, so that's kind of cool. We are still top. Max in third still. Loses a little bit of ground to the front, to his teammate, but does slowly close the gap to Ollie. Lando moves above Isaac into fourth place, 3 points clear. Oscar stays in sixth, but closes the gap a little bit with those 12 points from tonight. Zhou jumps above Schumacher by dint of having a podium against Mick's 0 podiums. Mick's not had a good season this year at all. Ocon stays in ninth, no points tonight. Porsche with 2 closes the gap to just 4. Gasly also closes the gap a bit. He is 3 away from Porsche. Then it's Maloney, Sainz, Russell, Tsunoda up a place above Kevin Magnussen with a 6 points here tonight. And looking further down, no points for Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Albon, and Belichick's still yet to score. Looking at the constructor standings, Red Bull stay top with 43 points tonight. That's 329. We are 39 points behind them in second place. McLaren in third on 173. They are 14 points clear of Alfa Tauri, stretching the gap by 3 points tonight. Haas stay fifth ahead of Mercedes. Alpine jump up to seventh above Aston Martin. And then Ferrari in ninth on just 30 points, 1 clear of Williams, who are bottom of the standings. Pit stop time, and it is a return to form for Oscar's pit crew. Mick with a 2.1 as well. So AlphaTauri getting first and third. That's some good points for them. Red Bull still leading and getting good points themselves, second and fourth. Ferrari again getting both cars up there. And then it's the both Alpines and both Mercedes to round out the top 10. Fastest stop was a 2.5. We were, unfortunately, again, half a second off the pace of getting onto the bottom of the scoring. So there's the standings. Red Bull on 380 points. AlphaTauri 103 points behind on 277. Then it's Ferrari in third on 216. A long way clear of McLaren in fourth. Mercedes fifth. Alpine in sixth. No points for Aston, Haas or Williams. They stay 7th, 8th and 9th. And we still have no points in the pit stop competition because our pit crew sucks. Take a look at the driver report cards for tonight. So 15 and 19 in the overtakes for Isaac, 11 and 12 in defending. And for Ollie, it's a little bit more successful a story, 19 and 12 going forward, which surprises me considering how low his overtaking stat is and how long he got stuck behind Porsche earlier in the Grand Prix. And 22 and 12 in defence. Very solid work from him tonight. As far as the sponsors go, we got the finish position streak, which was one in the top 15 for 2 races. Nice and easy. We did get one car in the top 15. Very easy requirement there. Only $100,000 payout. And we got one car into Q3. And then for the guarantees, we did get the fastest lap in the end. We got both cars into Q2 and both cars in the top 10. So we come out with 3.7, made about $1.3 million tonight on top of our base rate. Okay, the underfloor research project is done and we have a slot available. So we could try and get another part on the car for Zandvoorts. Just depends how long it's going to take to design and build. Might go for a new chassis. Let me have a look if we can actually make any significant improvement to the chassis. Not really. We will get a little bit of extra speed out of the car, but for the amount of money it's going to cost to design and then build the chassis, I don't really think that's worth it. So we'd probably be better just doing research on chassis for the rest of the season. What about a new front wing, though? We've only on a second spec front wing. We can get a good upgrade out of this, potentially. So let's see. Zandvoort is 32 days away, so we're probably not going to get it for that. Monza, 39 days away. That is also perhaps a little bit of a stretch. But Singapore is after that. That is definitely somewhere where we could do with an improved low-speed performance. So let's have a look. If I go to engineers, that gives me 12 days. That's plenty of time to get new wings developed and built. Let's go with that. We might not have the outright speed we had with AlphaTauri last season, but we've certainly got the downforce this year. And do I want to maybe knock out another underfloor for a bit more speed? Again, not really worth it. Based on the minimal gains, we'd be better making another chassis by the look of it. I don't think the suspension will get us a massive improvement, but we'll have a look at that as well. Actually, the new suspension might be just a ticket. Yeah, there we go. So, this could well be the final part that we work on. Let's just boost the medium and high speed slightly. Brake cooling, give that a nice little boost as well. That'll help with tyre wear. Yeah, I'm liking that. Could go really fragile, but these aren't the cheapest things to build, and they do take a while to build as well. So we'll just go with that. Again, we're going to be looking to get these on the car for Singapore. Suspensions are going to take 10 days to build, there or thereabouts. So we're going to go with 4 engineers on this one, just to make sure that we do get that in time for Singapore. And that will probably be the last part that goes on the car this year. It'll be research from this point on. Let's take a look at what we need to replace. A lot of parts. Front wing failed. Let's put a spare on there. Still got 2 left. Spare underfloor. Got 1 left. And a spare suspension. No spare suspensions now. Although I think I've got 1 in production still. Let's have a look. Another front wing needs to be changed. Swap that out. Going to try not to make any more front wings. Hopefully we'll just need the 1 spare front wing to go to Spa and Zandvoort, because we have got new ones. Well, actually got Monza to come as well. We'll play it by ear on that. They're quick to build. They only take 3 days. So do I have another suspension going through manufacturing? Yes, I do. And another chassis. So that will give me 1 spare suspension. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Am I building? No, I'm building the new suspension, and we only had time, or money, sorry, to build 1 of them. So I'm just going to build 2. Actually, that'd be a good idea to have a 3rd one, wouldn't it, as a spare? So those gains that I saw on the suspension project are slightly inflated because they weren't taking into account the fact that we already had a suspension that hadn't gone on the car yet. Oh, that's stupid of me. Ah, never mind. And that's pretty much all I can afford to do, I think. Zach O'Sullivan, yeah, not interested. Ah, here we go. So, we voted in favour of a point for pole position for next season. How has that shaken out? 3 against 2, 4, 5, 6. There we go. It's passed. So, next season, there will be a bonus point for pole position, which is something we've not had before. That'd be kind of cool. Underfloor research project is done. I don't think I've got enough money to do any more research. Oh, look at the weather for Spa. That is very wet for quali and the sprint. Practice is going to be a bit of a nightmare as well. Getting the car dialed in those conditions. Will be dry for the race. That could be a very, very interesting race indeed with those weather conditions like that. Who knows what could happen in quali as well. Rain is the great unpredictable equalizer. It can really throw the grid into chaos depending on when it actually starts raining in a session or when it dries up in a session. I think Ollie needs to start working on his pace stats again. He's going to start lagging behind Isaac. I want to work on his wet weather stuff. His control is already immense, but I want his adaptability to improve. I kind of want his braking to improve as well. There isn't really a category that captures everything I want, unfortunately. We'll leave him in short run pace. Probably the best option. Let's check in with our staff, see how their training's going. Yeah, we'll leave Moncho on that. Just checking with Martin Werner. Cooling is still atrocious. '76, '77, '86. Yeah, it's definitely the one we want him on, his airflow intake. Po Rivera is still only at 89 on composure. Antoine Auclair, again, still only on 89. Keep him there as well. How is our pit crew guy doing? He's improving training and processes. Yeah, those are the two stats I want to work on. Okay, let's check in with our facilities. We need to upgrade or refurb the helipad. There we go, back down to just 220 grand again, which is just enough to refurb the hospitality area. So we have $1,000 in the bank. That is it. It's not looking good, is it? But our team hub is almost done. Our factory is now just 2 months away, 2.5 bit months away from being ready. That'll help speed up manufacturing. Not that we might really have that much to do by that point in the season. Team Hub almost done, just 2 days away. Race Sim upgrade is 20 days away. That's an important one. The Weather Center upgrade is 20 days away. That'll be ready in time for Zandvoort, in case we get wet weather there. Hospitality and helipad refurbs just getting started. Checking with the board, see what they thought of our performance tonight. They were still delighted. Once again, we are absolutely crushing our season targets. Just needed to finish in 9th or above, and we are comfortably above 9th right now in 2nd with a lot of points. And our long-term objective, we only need to get points in 2 more races to complete the 4-season long-term objective. So, yeah, really expecting us to have a strong boost to our managerial rating at the end of the year. Let me just show you our profile. There you see recent history. Doesn't show us season 1, unfortunately, but season 2, we got just 15 points. Season 3, we progressed up to 153 points, got our first win at Baku with Oscar. That was when we also welcomed Schumacher into the team. We also got 3 podiums in total as well. Season 4, we went up to a whopping 419 points, 2 Grand Prix wins, Vegas and again Baku. And then season 5, we won everything we needed to win. 13 Grand Prix wins, 5 sprints, the Constructors' Championship, the Drivers' Championship, 714 points. And of course, we won the Pit Crew Challenge in Season 5, Season 4, Season 3, and Season 1, and came second in Season 2. So it's a very, very different situation for our pit crew this time around. They are, shit is, I think, the best way to put it. Our performances are terrible. But I want to have a look at what's going on at Alpine. Alpine have been very inconsistent. Not Alpine, sorry, AlphaTauri. They've been very inconsistent this season. Very inconsistent indeed. So, hopefully we can continue to improve our pit crew. They have got a period now of some intense training, speed training coming up. If we take a look at their current schedule, that was a week full of solid gym training. You can see after Belgium, we've got another week of solid gym training to try and improve their speed. And then we will probably do a mixture of pit stop drills and gym training over the summer break. Try and give us a little bit more of an edge going into Zandvoort. Again, I'm just chasing that sub 3 second stop on a more consistent basis. We've had 2 stops, maybe 3 this season, across the entire season so far, that have been less than 3 seconds, but only just. So definitely work to do there. Let's advance time another couple of days, get ready to get the final day of the week. Team Hub upgrade is now done. And there we go. We are ready for Belgium. So that'll be tomorrow night's race. We'll be back at the usual time of 8 p.m. to round out the week with a sprint and a race around the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium, with some very, very bad weather to come by the look of it. We are second in the Constructors on 290 points. We are still in range of Red Bull. They haven't broken away from us yet. And on top of that, we still lead the Drivers' Championship by 6 points, with Isaac trailing a little bit, but in the top 5, ahead of the reigning world champion Oscar Piastri, which is pretty good in my book. So it's been a very, very strong start to the season, first half of the season. That will come to a close tomorrow, the final race before the summer break. I will be back, as I say, the usual time of 8 p.m. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.